my fellow sickos of any and all genders, TW here, and welcome to me rambling incoherently about Dragon Age 2, which was made with less than 1 year of development time over by the magic makers at Bioware. Kind of weird that my first Dragon Age game on this channel is the second one, but after we're all good and done discussing it, I think you'll all see why. This story is told via flashback by a dwarf named Varric Tethris as he is questioned by a seeker for the Chantry by the name of Cassandra Pentagast. Our tale revolves around a human known as Hawk, and by the way, due to the nature of Bioware games, my story will probably differ greatly from yours if you've already played this. Oh, and this might be one of the darkest stories in a AAA RPG to date. How so? Well, Hawk first loses his younger brother while escaping the Blight, followed by his new buddy Aveline losing her husband.
Thank you.
After making their way to the city of Kirkwall in the foreign lands of the Free Marches, Hawk's family, which consists of his younger sister and his mother, are treated as outcasts due to them being immigrants and must work in indentured servitude for a full year to earn their citizenship. Oh, and this is because Hawk's uncle Gamlin lost the family fortune as well as their estate gambling. Well done, uncle. Well motherfucking done. After a year, everything is starting to look up as Hawk and his sister Bethany start to actually accumulate some coin, as well as make some connections. The most important are Aveline, who is rising through the ranks of the city guard, Varric, always knows how to wheel and deal, Anders, a mage merged with a spirit named Justice, and Isabella, a captain without a ship who's here to drink, fight, fuck, or find some treasure. Along the way, we'll also meet Meryl, an elf who uses blood magic which gets her exiled from her clan, and Fenris, an elf who is hunting the slaver who used to own him, and my romantic interest for this playthrough. After collecting 50 gold, we report to Varric's brother Bartrand and head down to the deep roads to find treasure, which we do, but Bartrand happens upon a red lyrium idol which causes him to go radio rental and lock us in. Thankfully, a way out is found, and even more treasure is as well, but just as we're feeling all good and celebratory, Bethany is captured by the Templars and sent to the Circle where she'll be monitored 24/7 for the crime of being born a mage. After that, we move from our uncle's shoddy shack into a rather cozy estate. But the tragedy doth not end there, as during the early hours of the game, we're hired to track down a serial killer, but it goes nowhere until Hawk's mother Leandra gets kidnapped off-screen. When we eventually catch up, it's far too late, as the maniacally mad mage turned her into a chimera of human remains only kept alive by his magic. Thus, after his death, hers soon follows.
I tried to find you.
Shh. Don't fret, darling. That man would have kept me trapped in here. But now, I'm free. I get to see Carver again. And your father. And you'll be here alone.
I'll miss you.
My little boy has become so strong. I love you.
I will say, this moment does a lot to humanize Gamlin, as up to this point, he seemed to be nothing more than a gambling-addicted bag of rotten phalluses. However, following Leandra's abduction and murder, he finally emotionally opens up, as Hawk is the only family he has left.
I don't say this often, but with Bethany locked in the gallows, you're the only real family I have left. For a long time, I thought the Amel line in Kirkwall would end at me. I'm glad you've pulled it out of the grave.
Drama doesn't end there, as during all this time, tension between the Qunari and the religious zealots of Kirkwall had been brewing for years, until the people of the Qun have had enough and unleashed hell upon the town. Turns out, the reason all this started is kinda thanks to our bud Isabella stealing a book they hold precious several years back, so whoops. But look, she's here to return it, so all is good, right? Wrong! They want to kill her, but Hawk says fuck that noise, and thus he duels with their leader, the Arashok, to the death! And let me just say, worst part of the game right here. Dragon Age is not, I repeat, not meant for 1v1 combat. This sucks! Fuck this part. That is all. Following this victory, Hawk is declared champion of Kirkwall!
Is it over?
It's over. The city has been saved!
Years later, tensions between the mages and the Templars grow higher and higher until neither side can take it any longer. The Templars want to control all mages because some turn to the illegal art of blood magic, whereas mages want freedom due to, well, it being freedom. This all comes to a head when Anders completely blows up the chantry sky fucking high! With this, the leader of the Templars, Knight Commander Meredith, commands that all mages must now die. Yup, all of them, regardless of their guilt levels. I'll be honest, no clue how anyone can really side with the Templars. Oh, and after going bananas with anxiety, the leader of the mages, Orsino, uses blood magic which causes Hawk and friends to have to kill him. Then, right as Meredith is about to send all the Templars to kill Hawk and associates, Knight Commander Cullen commands them to not do that. Would have been more helpful had you stepped in earlier, but better late than ever, I suppose. Anyways, Meredith goes crazy thanks to her sword being made out of the same red lyrium that drove Varric's brother beyond bonkers, which leads to Hawk and company having to defeat her. Afterwards, he leaves Kirkwall to avoid any further Templar persecution, which then takes us back to Varric and Cassandra, whom is searching for Hawk because she needs a champion.
So, did you...
Gone. Just like the Warden.
That is no coincidence.
So, do we proceed with the original plan? Or keep looking?
It is in the Maker's hands now. We put our faith in him.
And that's how the story ends, and I gotta tell ya, that's a lot for less than a year's worth of dev time. It's kinda crazy that Bioware was still somehow able to make a 20+ hour game in that amount of time. Those people are insane! The biggest criticism people throw at Dragon Age 2 is how it mainly takes place in one small town and a few mountainside locations, and yeah, under normal circumstances, that would really suck. However, given the super small development time, they did so much with these locations. By the time the game ends, Kirkwall will feel like a living, breathing town to the player. And as I stated, with everything that happens to Hawk, they have to be the protagonist who has gone through the most trauma in one game. Hawk is guaranteed to lose one sibling, both parents, and at least temporarily one other sibling. That's a lot! At least my Hawk found happiness in the arms of Fenris, who has his own baggage. On top of being an escaped slave, his sister was willing to sell him out to his former owner just to gain favors, so no points for guessing how Fenny took that bit of business. Thankfully, in the end, happiness was found. Oh, and speaking of happy, each companion has a meter which measures how much they either approve or disapprove of your actions, and if you max out their approval, it will never go down, so keep that in mind when trying to get everyone maxed out. If you're wondering about my build, I chose to go with a dual-wielding rogue, which, by the time I get to the endgame, was a glass cannon. My friends usually go with a mage or a ranged rogue, but for me it's either dual-wield or a sword and shield warrior. There really isn't much negative I can say regarding Dragon Age 2, or at least not without sounding like a jerk, as, once again, this game was forcefully thrown together by orders from EA. We all know that 9 times out of 10, developers will prefer to take their time to let their games cook, but of course publishers are often a greedy bunch who only care about making the most amount of money as quickly as one can. I'm just glad the fine folks at Bioware were able to put together a game that's as high of quality as this one is. Dragon Age 2 is nothing short of a miracle. When it was first released, its reputation kept me away from it for years, but after playing through it twice, it might be one of my favorite RPGs of all time. This goes to show you that the only real opinion that matters is your own, so go out there, play a game with a mediocre score because, who knows, you might just find a new favorite. No, wait, I've got something. There are far too many combat encounters. I understand that they needed the game to reach a certain length to make EA happy, but oh boy, did these encounters get annoying fast. And that's all I got for now. Bye bye!